and that's something to really keep in mind as men. If you just say, I am this is my job, and I like going to the gym, or I like whatever, crossfitting or sport, nature, something, whatever, no one cares, right? Even like I've done so much interesting shit, you know? I get paid to put a dildo in a woman's anus in front of billionaires and then make her squirt on their faces accidentally sometimes. Okay, so if it's that interesting, I can just say the what. But you don't want to know the why, really, do you? But people will only care about your what if you explain your why. All right, because I'm running out of time, someone asked me a question.
Can I just ask you?
You've already asked a question, and hang on a minute.
5 stages of the narrative, and then you mentioned the first one.
That's called an open loop, and the answers are when you pay me. 5 stages. Okay. The narrative. Yes, I should finish the story because that would be cruel. All right. I wish to meet you. Right. I wish to let you know why I'm here, because I'm a man and you're a pretty lady. I need to find out something real about you. You need to know something real about me. Hopefully we like each other, and then I'd like to take you on a continuing adventure. That's the story, right? So if you're in an interaction, you're like, what do I say? Well, what are things that are going to hit those story beats? It's not the only ones, you know, there's all sorts of other variations on the narrative, but then it's kind of simple. I can give you a rudimentary example of it. Okay, so, excuse me, lady. Before you leave my life, please don't. I have to introduce myself. I'm James. You look, this is the best compliment I've ever said, and I just said it to her. What is the plan right now? You're in a little bit of a rush? Okay. I'm going to walk with you to the end of the street so we can get to know each other a little bit. All right, what are you doing right now? Okay, because that's small talk, but this is where we sync up a vibe. This is about just generally being in the same space as somebody. Guys often think they need to get into this deep, what's the most important values to you kind of questions. You know, weird questions that strange uncles might ask. So, where are you at right now? I need to contribute something back. Here's where I'm at right now. Most guys I teach, except for the Americans, are really bad at talking about themselves. Which is a compliment to the Americans. Yeah. So I need to give a bit of my what, and if I give my what, I give my why. All right? You know what I'm really into right now? Olive trees. If I stop there, people are like, okay. You know why? Because they're a synthesis between man and plant that has lasted almost all civilizations. They're completely fascinating. In the wild, they'll only live 80, 100 years, but when they're cultivated by generation after generation, they will live thousands of years. Now people are like, olive trees are kind of interesting. Yeah? Yeah. So, that's something to really keep in mind as men. If you just say, I am this is my job, and I like going to the gym, or I like whatever, crossfitting or sport, nature, something, whatever, no one cares, right? Even like I've done so much interesting shit, you know? I get paid to put a dildo in a woman's anus in front of billionaires and then make her squirt on their faces accidentally sometimes. Okay, so if it's that interesting, I can just say the what. But you don't want to know the why, really, do you? But people will only care about your what if you explain your why. You know, how do you feel about this? What does it mean to you? What's fascinating about it to you? So it's something you can go away and think about. Like, what are all the things that I like and do, and have a practice at explaining why, how that actually affects you, what that means to you. Because then she can start to feel your masculine passion. Right? She can actually see what the man behind the facts or the resume. Right? So I'm doing the same thing to a woman. What are you into right now? She's like, what do you mean? I said, well, if you're studying and working, is that something that's really important to you, or is there something that's really important to you? Okay, I'm going to get to the thing that's important to her. All right, well, tell me more about that. Okay, is there more? Why? Does that make you feel X? Oh, you seem to be this kind of person. Assumptions or questions that dig deeper. Okay, because this is the part of the story where it's like, I want to get to know you. Yes, I need some facts, but I need the understanding of the woman you know, what is her day-to-day experience? What is her feelings like? What is her personality like? It's much better to ask a question like, are you sneaky? Than it is to ask, what are you studying? Right? Because everyone's a bit sneaky. And if you're not, you should learn. Right? Now I'm going to find out something about her, right, as opposed to what she does. And I mean, and I could tell you a million different variations, but you can start to fill those in yourself once you start thinking about, all right, what do I actually want to know about her? And for them, sometimes I get men who are like, I just want to have sex with her. I'm like, you're in the wrong workshop, right? Because you do, I'm sure Zan's talked about, this is the kind of vibe I get off Zan, is that like men who are great seducers are very, very interested in women. They're fascinated by them. They love women in general, right? Not all the time. Some are cunts, some are not, some are arseholes, the same as with men. I don't like all men, I don't like all women, but I like the feminine. Like, I like women, I'm fascinated by them. There was a while where I was in a bar once and I just was chatting to this girl and I said, what's it like being a woman? And we had a really interesting chat because she gave me a perspective on something, and because it was so true for me. You know, it's like, what is this experience like of the feminine? So, you know, in terms of like, where am I going in my conversation? Is what I'm doing moving through one of those story beats, right? Or am I just randomly like asking random questions, like hoping something will stick? No, it's like, does what I'm saying right now tell her something about me or find out something real about her? Is the ever-present ambience of I'm a man and you're a woman and that's why I'm here present? Which is where, you know, a lot of guys do self-censor, okay, whether it's society or upbringing or whatever, okay, I mean, I'm not denying people's lived experiences, but if you can feel your cock and balls and then project that out through your eyes, whatever weird visual that gives you, okay. Now everyone's thinking about balls popping out like Ren and Stimpy or something. But it's like, that's ever present when I'm in an interaction where I want it to be present. Right? It's not that I'm like always staring at her with sex eyes, but I am seeing her from her feminine and I am unashamed about the many aspects of what it is to be masculine. Because masculinity is not just sex drive, right? I mean, that is a very powerful raw force, right? But all of us, I was talking with one gent yesterday about, we were commiserating or like chatting about that we were both brought up by single mothers in like a very feminine environment, right? Now I'm actually really grateful to that because I learned so much about the feminine. I had to go and figure out the many aspects of masculine later, right? But that gave me a sense of artistry, a sense of emotional empathy, a sense of awareness to the shifting moods of the feminine and so on. So, like, don't be too reductive about what we think masculinity means, that it means toughness, rawness, sexuality, unbridled sexuality all the time. No, right? We are all multidimensional beings with elements of masculine and feminine, and those things are really just symbolic labels for us to help navigate anyway, right? So what are some aspects of the masculine that I'm playing with when I'm in an interaction or a seduction or a date or whatever? It's holding solidity and holding space. It's probing. It's solving small issues. We walk into the cafe and it's totally full, and then I go, fuck it, let's just go and grab a bottle of wine and go and sit on a park bench. Problem solved, right? That's the kind of thing that is a masculinity in action, which means that, okay, she gets to experience leadership, and why do people follow leaders? Because it's good for them, or they have to, right? And women don't have to follow you, right? So if the leadership request makes her life better, then that's why she likes a man who's confident or knows what he wants, not because she's like happy for him that he knows what he wants. It's because then, cool, when I'm with him, things are going to happen. Problems are going to be solved, fun's going to be had. You know, when the time comes to take the bra off, even if he doesn't know what he's doing, he's going to say, no, I don't know, but I'm going to fucking do it anyway. By the way, it's like that. That's how you do it. Does that answer the question? All right.